Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you all an update to my Crystal Beast Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile for post Battles of Legend Monstrous Revenge. We got the awesome new Golden Rule equip spell in the Monstrous Revenge booster set, which definitely does help the overall setup and power of the Crystal Beast deck. And I haven't done an actual original Crystal Beast deck for quite a while. The last build were the advanced Crystal Beast updates. So I wanted to go back to the original monsters used by Jesse Anderson and making use of their new Golden Rule spell cards. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the main deck monsters. For the Crystal Beast monsters, I'm running 3 copies of Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus. For most of you that know, the Sapphire Pegasus is probably one of the best Crystal Beasts that we have. For the original Crystal Beast, just when it's normal, flip summon, or special summon, you can place one Crystal Beast monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in your spell and trap card zone. And like all the Crystal Beasts, when it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon it and your spell and trap card zone, making it so you have one of your Crystal Beast monsters ready to go for some of the other spells we run in the deck also. The other 3 of that we run, not from the original 7 Crystal Beasts, but we are running 3 copies of Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. I would say one of the better cards overall in the deck. If this face-up card is destroyed in the monster zone, you can place it face-up in your spell and trap card zone. And it does count as a Crystal Beast, so it gives you an 8th copy of the Crystal Beast to use in the deck. And also, you can use this effect of Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon once per turn. When an attack is declared involving a Crystal Beast monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and you can banish this card for when this card is treated as a continuous spell to special summon one level 4 lower Crystal Beast monster from your deck, but negates effects. And if you do, add one ultimate crystal monster from your deck to your hand. So you have search power with this card as well, allowing you just to search out the Rainbow Dragon and add it to your hand, since it is treated as being an ultimate crystal monster. And then just when you attack with another of your Crystal Beast monsters, you can special summon out this 3000 attack by monster to also attack with, and giving you another resource if your opponent does manage to destroy it. I only run 2 copies of Carbuncle. I feel that's all you need. It's just another easy special summon card, because when you special summon Carbuncle, you can special summon all the other Crystal Beast monsters from your spell and trap card zone back onto the field. This can reactivate your Sapphire Pegasus, giving you another Crystal Beast in the spell and trap card zone, and then just giving you more and more materials to use on the field as well on top of those cards. But you really only need the 2. There's plenty of ways to special summon Ruby Carbuncle back onto the field if it's not from the spell and trap card zone, from other places also. And then for the rest of the Crystal Beasts, we just run 1 copy of each. So 1 Topaz Tiger, 1 Amber Mammoth, 1 Amethyst Cat, 1 Cobalt Eagle, and then the 1 Emerald Tortoise. All so you can just have the many different numbers to use to set up the special summon for your Rainbow Dragon onto the field, which we are also running the 1 copy of. It's really all we need, since we can search it out with our Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. And then when we successfully summon this Rainbow Dragon onto the field, I was about to call it a Crystal Beast, we then have the means to summon out our bigger monsters from the extra deck, including the Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive, which must be special summoned from your extra deck. During a duel, you special summon an Ultimate Crystal monster by banishing the above monster from your field. So, or the graveyard as well. So then the 7 Crystal Beasts that you set up on top for your Rainbow Dragon. Moving on now to the spells. I'm running 2 copies of the new Golden Rule spell. It's always treated as a crystal card, meaning you can search it with other cards in the deck, like your Rainbow Bridge. And with this card, with the equip spell option, you place 2 Crystal Beast monsters from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone as continuous spells, then special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster from your hand or graveyard with a different name than those cards, and if you do, equip it with this card. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. You can activate 1 Golden Rule per turn, but this is just an easy search for more and more Crystal Beast monsters. We're only running 2 though, because like I said, it's easily searchable in the deck, and that's really all you need for those numbers, and you have to have a monster set up in the graveyard for you to use as well to summon back onto the field. So whether you go for the summon of your hand or graveyard with a different name than those monsters, you have the special summon play to get a Sapphire Pegasus or even a Rainbow Dragon that much easily on the field for you to use, and then having the additional effect of your Sapphire Pegasus as well. Now, this will fill up and have a good majority of cards being in your spell and trap card zone, since you'll have 4 cards ready to go, but still, it really does help for that special summon play that you can do with the Crystal Beast deck. If you don't even go for the Sapphire Pegasus, you can always summon out another monster that may be in your hand, and then just normal summon out the Sapphire Pegasus, and then you have an additional play to use with the 2 monsters you have on the field to begin with, on top of Golden Rule. We also run the 3 copies of Rainbow Bridge of Heart. During your main phase, you can normal summon 1 Crystal Beast monster. In addition to your normal summoner set, you can only gain this effect once per turn. You can only use each of the following effects of Rainbow Bridge of Heart once per turn. During your main phase, you can destroy 1 Crystal Beast card you control or in your hand. If you do, add 1 Crystal Beast spell or trap from your deck to your hand. And if a Crystal Beast card is placed in your spell and trap zone, even during the damage step, you can target 1 card your opponent controls and return both that card and this card to the hand. So you have the bounce power, the setup search power, and also the use of the additional cards that you can set up in your spell and trap card zone, with Golden Rule being able just to target 1 card your opponent controls, return both that card and this card to the hand to clear up your spell and trap card zone for some other cards you may want to place face up in the spell and trap card zone to begin with. We also run the 3 copies of Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates. You reveal 1 ultimate crystal monster in your hand, then activate 1 of these effects. If you control an ultimate crystal monster, you can activate 1 or 2 of these effects in sequence instead. And also, you do not have to reveal a monster. You take 1 Rainbow Bridge card or 1 Rainbow Refraction from your deck and either add to your hand or send it to the graveyard. Or you can special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster card from your hand, deck, graveyard, and or spell and trap card zone. So the Rainbow Bridge card or Rainbow Refraction gives you the search for your other card that can add crystal cards, or just the option for cards you may want for the Rainbow Bridge card. Since it doesn't say specifically, you also have options for cards like Rainbow Bridge of Salvation for you to add to your hand thanks to this quick play. And we're running the 3 copies of Rainbow Bridge. It's not a once per turn. Just add 1 Crystal Beast or just Crystal Spell or Trap from your deck to your hand. And since the Golden Rule counts as being treated as a crystal card, this can be one of the cards you search off of this spell, which has been a definite 3 of in the Crystal Beast deck for a long while. We also run 3 copies of Crystal Bond. You add 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck to your hand and place 1 Crystal Beast monster with a different name from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone. So this can give you the search needed for the specific monster needed for your Golden Rule, which I also like how Sapphire Pegasus is the main card on this card, because that is the one you want to summon after activating this card for the good majority of time onto the field. And for some of the lower numbers, 2 copies of Crystal Promise. Target a Crystal Beast in your spell and trap card zone and special summon it. So another good way to make use of the carbuncles you may set up in your spell and trap card zone, just to be able to special summon them back into the field and then activate their own effect to special summon more monsters from your spell and trap card zone back into the field also. 2 copies of Crystal Beacon. Special summoning 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck. You must have 2 more Crystal Beasts face up in your spell and trap card zone to activate and resolve. So just another easy special summon of whatever monster you may need for the different name Crystal Beast cards. And also for the last of the Crystal Beast spells, the 1 copy of Ancient City Rainbow Ruins. This is so we can also have a search with our Rainbow Bridge of Salvation once it's in the graveyard. And also 2 copies of Foolish Burial. This can set up a good number of our traps in the graveyard for us to use their own recycle effects or their other plays, which we'll get to in just a second, with the last of the spells being Called by the Grave for more graveyard shutdown. So you have all your search power. The biggest weakness, I would say, is just the effect failure option. If your opponent tries to stop the Sapphire Pegasus play initially, it could just put a whole halt on any other play you may try to do, needing those face-up Crystal Beast spell cards in your spell and trap card zone to use. And then for the traps, running the 1 copy of Crystal Conclave, just having more of a special summon option for Crystal Beast monsters by setting this card up on the field. We're only running 1 ofs for the traps for a good majority of them because they are crystal in name, so you can search them off of Rainbow Bridge. Crystal Miracle can also be recycled and banished for this card. During damage step, you can banish this card to place 1 Crystal Beast monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in your spell and trap card zone. So even if you send it to the graveyard off of Foolish Burial Goods, you have another another way to get a Crystal Beast onto the field. And also the Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. You can banish this card from your graveyard to add one Crystal Beast monster and one field spell from your deck to your hand, having the search for the Rainbow Ruins and the additional Crystal Beast monster you may need, depending on which one, with the last card being another answer for our fusion plays, the Ultimate Crystal Magic, being able to send the 7 Crystal Beast cards with different names from our hand, deck, and or face on the field to special summon an Ultimate Crystal Fusion monster, giving us plays into cards like Rainbow Overdragon, additionally, that much more easily from our extra deck. Moving on now to the extra deck, we're running 2 copies of Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive, with this card being special summoned by banishing the Rainbow Dragon we summoned out successfully, and 7 different Crystal Beast monsters with this card. And then also, while 7 or more Crystal Beast cards with different names are banished, it gains 7,000 attack, putting this card at 11,000 attack. And if it has not battled this turn, quick effect, you can tribute this card to shuffle as many cards on the field as possible into the deck, and special summon any number of your banished Crystal Beast monsters. So it's kind of like a better Crystal Abundance play, because then you just get all those many different Crystal Beast monsters onto the field that you can make use of, whether it be for extra deck plays or just swinging for game against your opponent with those cards. We also run the 2 Rainbow Overdragon for the additional option. It's always treated as an Ultimate Crystal card, so having this card on the field can also make use of our tribute for our Rainbow Dragon Overdrive, and with the fusion summon play, or tributing out the Rainbow Dragon to summon it, once per turn, you can banish 1 Crystal Beast monster from your graveyard, and this card gains attack equal to the banished monster until the end of this turn, and you can tribute this fusion summon card to shuffle all cards on the field into the deck. So another attack boost, but more on a smaller scale, depending on if you didn't want to go for the full investment of all your Crystal Beast monsters, like for the Rainbow Dragon Overdrive. For more of the generic Xyz monsters that we run, the 1 copy of Leviair, with the level 3 monsters we run, like Emerald Tortoise, Carbuncle, and Amethyst Cat, to make a rank 3 to potentially get any of our banished cards back onto the field as a special summon, Dante, to set up some more in the graveyard for us as well. 1 Exciton Knight, along with 1 Baguska, 1 Tornado Dragon, and the 1 Zeus for all of the generic Xyz monsters that we can go into. If you wanted to run Lightning Shadori, you could always try taking out the Tornado Dragon for the bounce card, but you're more limited to what you can summon off that card because you have to use cards like Sapphire Pegasus and also Cobalt Eagle to make it. With the Link monsters being the 1 copy of Nightmare Cerberus, the 1 copy of Nightmare Phoenix, the 1 IP Masquerena, the 1 Nightmare Unicorn, and the 1 Apollosa for the rest of the extra deck, and the 5 Link monsters that I run in the deck also. As for some of the go-to plays in the deck, since it's the newest card in the deck, we'll focus on this as our go-to. So let's say we just have the initial search being our Rainbow Bridge and our Crystal Beast, Sapphire Pegasus. This alone gives us so much setup because you can use the Rainbow Bridge to then add the Golden Rule. And then from there, you can go with the Golden Rule activation to place 2 Crystal Beast monsters from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone. So then go for the 1-ofs that you may need. So the 1 Emerald Tortoise, or you can go for the level 4 monsters, going for the Topaz Tiger, Amber Mammoth, whatever you have available for this card. And then you use the Golden Rule to then special summon out from your hand, which is the Sapphire Pegasus. Summoning this card out gives you the additional play of sending a card face up in your spell and trap card zone. With that, you do have 4 cards in your spell and trap card zone, but you do have 1 available spot left for any of the other spell and traps you wish to activate. And then from there, you have the 4 monsters of the 7 needed for the Rainbow Dragon. And on top of that, if you go for, let's say, an additional card, depending on what you may have, if you have Rainbow Ruins, you have 3 of the crystals needed for this card. If you activate Crystal Promise because it's in your hand, summoning out Ruby Carbuncle, that gives you access to the other 2 cards you set up in your spell and trap card zone, giving you 4 monsters just like that to use at whatever needed combo for it. Or you can go for the Crystal Beacon play, having the option to special summon a Crystal Beast from your deck, having 2 or more face up in your spell and trap card zone, which you have the 3. So if you have the Crystal Beacon in your hand, instead of placing the Ruby Carbuncle off of the Sapphire Pegasus, you can set 1 other additional monster, like your Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon, summoning out with the Crystal Beacon, the Ruby Carbuncle from your deck, and then from there getting 3 additional monsters for the field, which you can use the 4 Crystal Beasts to go into a bigger boss monster like Appaloosa, and have the Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon on the field as well to attack into your opponent while having a monster negator also. That's just what makes the Golden Rule card such a great addition to the deck, powering up any of the plays you meant to do with the Crystal Beast to begin with. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoy the video, and as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.